Part 21. Once I finally had a somewhat stable place to live, I told myself it was time to find a real job, something decent, something steady. My first attempt ended in disaster. Two women lured me into a meeting at ABC Cafe, saying they wanted to discuss a business opportunity. I bought a cup of coffee and sat down, all eager and hopeful. Turned out to be a pyramid scheme. Luckily, I didn't lose much, just my time and pride. The second scam was worse. A woman from Macau tricked me out of $150 across the street from the Little Taipei Inn. That one hurt. The third was at the entrance of East Los Angeles Community College. A woman promised to help me get a job but ended up conning me out of my round-trip taxi fare and a few prepaid shopping cards. After that, I swore off WeChat job hunting for good. So I went the traditional route and paid Ms. Wang at Star Labor Agency her standard $40 referral fee. She found me a construction helper gig right away. My first real day of work in America. I ended up paired with this older guy who had enormous, bright eyes, so bright they almost glowed. He wasn't the main contractor, just a middleman, a small-time subcontractor. Someone else would win a job, then he'd resell it to him for a smaller cut. He drove a beat-up white minivan with all the back seats ripped out. The tools were piled to the roof. He told me to sit on top of them because the passenger seat was for his valuables. He even told me not to talk, said he didn't want cops to notice anyone sitting there. Every bump on the road jabbed my spine. The client was another old man, thin, polite, and neatly dressed, with glasses and the kind of slow, deliberate speech that says educated and lonely. He told me he used to be close friends with the son of Zhao Ziyang, the former Chinese premier. Claimed he was one of the founding figures of China's computer industry, his own words. After Zhao's downfall, he said, he'd been forced to flee, first sneaking into Brazil, then trekking through mountains and jungle to reach the US. Eventually, he brought over his wife and kids. Now, he said, his wife ran a successful dressmaking business in LA, named one of the city's outstanding small business owners for several years in a row. His children were doctors and lawyers in New York and London. And him? He was the private massage therapist for little Robert, which I later realized meant Robert Downey Jr. When he mentioned his hourly rate, my jaw nearly hit the floor. My task that day was simple: haul tools upstairs, then carry debris back down. The job was in an apartment complex in Beverly Hills. Thank God for elevators. We were replacing all the carpet with wood flooring. First, I had to rip up the old carpet, which was nailed down tight. I used a crowbar to pry it loose, then cut it into pieces and rolled it up. Once I'd cleared everything, the others started hammering down the new boards. There were 4 real workers and me, the rookie, doing all the grunt work. By 8 p.m., the whole place was finished. My pay, $80. 12 hours of work, 2 hours of commute, $80 in my pocket. The next day's job seemed lighter on paper. The same old man had complained that the paint job on his furniture wasn't good enough, and the original workers had vanished, so the middleman took over again. This time it was just me and another helper, armed with foot scraper-like blades and sandpaper, scraping and sanding cabinets and door frames all day. Easier on the back than hauling carpets, but the dust was brutal. We looked like ghosts by the end of it. Another 12-hour day. Another $80. The boss with the big eyes disappeared around lunchtime, said he had to check another site. That's how contractors in LA worked, juggling multiple jobs, hiring random temps from agencies as needed. By the 3rd day, I was out of work again. The next phase, repainting, needed skilled workers, not laborers. So that was that. 2 days of backbreaking labor, 3 days lying flat on my bed, muscles on fire. Total earnings, $160. A tragedy in slow motion. Ms. Wang's agency had promised partial refunds for short-term gigs. If you only worked 1 day, you could get $30 back, 2 days, $20, or they'd line you up with another job for free. Fair enough in theory. But I was too embarrassed to admit I'd been let go after just 2 days. So I didn't go back right away. My pride cost me the refund. Besides, everyone knew how these agencies operated. Some of the shady ones partnered with bosses to scam workers, hire them, fire them fast, keep their agency fee. Sunshine Employment Agency, run by a guy named Sun, was notorious for it. He'd even been beaten up once by an angry worker. Didn't matter. His place was still the busiest in town. Every time I walked past, the waiting area was full rows of tired faces, some sitting for days, waiting for a call that might never come. That's the thing about Los Angeles, even scams can have a steady business if enough desperate people keep showing up.